Citizen TV.
At the same time, the government may be forced to extend the Grade 10 reporting deadline after a significant number of learners failed to report their respective senior schools in the first week of admission. Basic Education Principal Secretary Prof Julius Bitok says that an estimated 90% of learners invited to join Cluster 1 schools have already reported, with several learners yet to do the same in the other clusters. The PS has invited parents and students with unique challenges why they cannot join their new schools to communicate with the ministry. Mary Mwoki reports.
Basic Education PS Professor Julius Bitok on Thursday toured several schools to assess the transition of grade 10 learners.
And we have the DCC.
The PS was at Alliance Boys, a Category 1 school where majority of the learners have reported. However, all is not well, especially in Category 2 and sub-county schools, where more than 700,000 learners who are placed in these schools are still at home. Just hours before the deadline to the period set for admission, ministry data shows a sharp divide in reporting rates across the country. National schools classified as Cluster 1 are recording the highest turnout at 91%, but Cluster 2 extra-county schools are only at 50%, while sub-county schools, now known as Category 4, are lagging at less than 40%. For many parents whose children are yet to report, money has been the biggest barrier.
We are confident that by the end of this process, all the students will have been placed successfully.
Beyond official school fees, families say they are being asked to pay for uniforms, textbooks, beddings and equipment, pushing the cost of joining a school to between 20,000 to 50,000 shillings higher. A burden many struggling households simply cannot afford. As a result, thousands of learners remain stuck at home, even though they already have school placements. With science, technical and vocational subjects now central to senior secondary education, parents fear that many sub-county and extra-county schools are not yet equipped to deliver. Education Principal Secretary Prof Julius Bitok, however, is confident the transition will be smooth.
We shall have 100% transition because we have enough spaces in grade 10 senior school to take all the learners. But we expect more students to go to C4 because they have more capacity. But so far, 42% of the students who have reported in C4 schools.
The ministry says more than 50,000 learners have applied to just 20 popular schools, leaving thousands unable to get into their preferred institutions. The ministry is now urging parents to accept placements in other schools, especially those in Cluster 4, which still have space.
To encourage parents to take up the schools the students have been placed. And there's no confusion. We are very clear in our mind. The transition process is very smooth, and we are confident that all the learners will be transitioned.
With a dismal turnout, Professor Bitok says the government is considering extending the deadline to allow more learners to report to school. Mary